I am Venomous Pie, the Pinkie Pie of this little group of shenanigan holders. Welcome to another episode of Bronimaniacs Discuss. I have with me here today our Twilight Sparkle, which is Sharp Wit.
Wait, what am I doing here? How did I get in here? What is it? What is this place?
we have our Mod Pie, which is Little Looney.
No touching my waifu.
Our Fluttershy, Miss Violet Bloom.
People!
Our Sunset Shimmer, which is Crimson.
Yeah.
We have our Coco Pamel, Mr. Scapegoat.
What am I doing here? I should be making dresses.
We have our Trixie, David.
Last thing I remember was nothing.
We have our Featherbangs, Ball Twist.
How do you know my name and who are you?
and we have our Dopey Hooves, which is Endless.
Hello.
Our Spike Elite Yoshi might show up a bit late. Anyways, if you can't tell, our next episode will be discussing, not really episode, more of a special, will be the new Equestria Girls special, or movie, depending on how you look at it, which is Forgotten Friendship.
Yay.
Yes.
I think we have an extra person here.
Oh? Who would that be?
Sorry, I'm trying to make a joke here, but I completely forgot the lines.
Oh, I was just like waiting.
Damn you, Memory Stone!
I get the feeling there's going to be a lot of forgetting in this podcast.
I already forgot why I'm doing this. Wait, what?
But yeah, seriously, you forgot someone.
Yep.
Oh, who's that guy that just joined us?
It's our Spike.
Hey, you didn't forget.
It's our Spike, Mr. Elite Yoshi.
I tell ya, traffic is bad on any day of the week, even on a Sunday.
Well, at least you're here, but better late than never.
Only by 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's not too bad. But anyways, if you didn't know how this process would work, we go in a random order about one positive about this, and then we go in reverse order for one negative, if any. And after that, we'll be given our final thoughts. So, who should go up first? How about, you know what? I'll let Scapegoat go first this time.
Alright. So, is the first a positive?
Yes.
Okay. I'd say my positive for the show was the overall story. That the narrative seemed to make a lot of sense and go in the right directions. That it sort of got pieced together bit by bit, kind of. Like, sort of like trying to solve some type of thing by clues.
You mean like a puzzle?
Yeah. Like a puzzle.
It was fascinating how it was all set up.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else?
I'll just say the overall story I thought was really good and fit together well. And was concise and all that.
Alright, who do you pass it off to?
I'll pass it off to Endless.
Okay. I'm not used to being picked second. I don't. Wow. So, I guess I really like the interactions that happened in this episode. Like, we finally got two characters speaking to each other that we both really wanted for a long time and never expected.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sure we'll be touching on one of those aspects very shortly.
Yeah. One of my favorites being Sunset and Trixie. I never thought those two would interact so well.
Oh my gosh, I love Trixie in this. Trixie
I don't ship it.
Trixie was hilarious in this.
The ship is inevitable.
Oh, come on, we only got enough Trixie and Starlight ships. I don't need another.
Come on, Ven. You know that the shipping train does not stop.
Oh, I know.
Wait. We're supposed to ship Trixie with Twilight.
Don't blow it.
Anyways.
But yeah, I really like their dynamic. How they're like solving the mystery, even though it was obvious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just one of those things. Like, okay, she's obviously. It's like, oh, they're trying to make it obvious that this person is the culprit because I mean they're not being very subtle about this. And I'm like, oh wait, it's not her. Well, saw that coming.
What a twist!
I mean, it would. I mean, I know they're trying to go for the whole false meaning, like Trixie just overblown but not being featured on the yearbook, and it's like, yeah, you're a suspect, but come on, you're not being very subtle about this.
I mean, I did kind of fall for it for like the first few minutes.
Yeah. I think that's what you call red herring.
Exactly. It was meant to throw the audience off.
Yeah, Trixie detective with Sunset sidekick. Never thought I'd wanted that.
Would you be surprised if I said I would actually watch that?
Sunset and Trixie, Super Sleuth.
Yes.
I'd be down for it.
I'm all down to Pinky and Bob being Sherlock and Dr. Watson, but this works too.
But yeah, that's all I got.
Who do you pass it off to?
Looney!
Oh boy.
Here we go.
Okay, everybody.
Shh, quiet.
Get ready. Get ready for the fangasming.
3, 2, 1, go.
I positive, as if it wasn't already obvious, is the main antagonist herself, Waltz Flush.
Who?
Wait, who are we talking about again? Yeah, anyway, I love her so much as a character. Like, speaking as someone who feels invisible practically every day, it's hard not to relate to her. Like, tell me, how many times have any of us experienced darker moments we wish we could just go back and undo?
I think we all have experienced that at one point or another.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably wouldn't do anything as tragic as erasing friends' memories of each other, but I would write my most embarrassing moments from history.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
And of course, I really loved the song Invisible.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really hope Hasbro releases a full version soon, because I will listen to it on repeat so much.
Yeah.
And finally, we got an Equestria Girls villain who didn't become mad with power at the end.
Yeah, that was a
Thank you,
huge...
Nick Topolov, for breaking the pattern.
Yeah, that was a huge sigh of relief. I actually dreaded it because I was expecting something like that, but nope.
I mean, that happened in the first Equestria Girls movie, that happened in Rainbow Rocks, Friendship Games, etc.
Technically, Rainbow Rocks had this a little different because Cyrus were already mad of power. They just feed on them more.
True, but we saw that.
The second
True, but it did transform into demon forms by the end, as usual.
Looney, when I was watching the beginning of when we saw Wallflower appear on the screen, I was thinking already to myself, I wonder if we're going to see a transformation. As soon as she came on the screen, I was like, looking at her design, like her sweater and her clothing and her hair, I was like, I wonder what her final form's going to be.
What does Demon Wallflower look like? Hey, somebody draw fan art.
I'm pretty sure there'll be fan art soon.
Most likely it's gonna be like the red drawn of the Midnight Sparkle.
Or Gloriosa.
Or Gloriosa, yeah.
Or Demon Sunset.
I feel they haven't come up with any good demon form since Midnight Sparkle.
Yeah, the demonic forms have been very hit or miss. I mean, you got like Midnight Sparkle, which was awesome, but then you got Sunset's demon form, which looks like a ripoff of Danny Phantom.
Yeah.
More goofy than menacing.
Exactly.
No.
Oh, and did I mention Wallflower's best waifu?
I think you forgot to mention that.
Okay, I'm done fangasming now.
I think you struck a chord with Looney.
You think?
Well, actually, if I could add to the whole conversation about Wallflower, I honestly don't think that she's a villain, to be honest.
No, she's not a villain. She's more of an antagonist.
I know, but it's just that anytime it's just that most of the fandom that I've talked with, they just assume that, oh, here's somebody with an incredibly powerful, oh, she must be a villain. No, she's not a villain, okay? Because
I'm actually going to get more on that.
I mean, for one, she came across the Memory Stone completely by accident, and two, she was only using it originally just to erase her past mistakes, embarrassing.
If I may add something for one, so was Juniper by accident got that magical mirror.
Fair point.
That's felt more like a vanity issue, because of the whole fact she wanted to be famous.
Not to mention it was with the freaking.
I think we're getting a little off track.
Yeah.
Were you going to say something, Violet?
I was going to ask, say, or you want to pass it off to someone else, Looney?
I'm done fangasming. I think I'll pass it off to our Trixie of the group, David Stapleford.
All right. I guess everybody would probably guess what my positive would be.
I have a couple guesses, but go on.
I don't remember.
Of course you don't. My positive for this special episode was, everybody thinks I'm going to say the sunset part of it, but no, it was actually the Twilight nerding out.
Oh, dang it, you stole my point!
What a surprise.
Go on.
We'll just perform a memory wipe and you'll forget it ever happened.
But, I mean, we've seen in the past that Twilight Sparkle has been nerded out many times by different situations, but this one just took the cake.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that scene in the restricted.
I've never seen Twilight.
Don't take this away from me!
Exactly, I have never seen her so over the top. Like, she was having trouble breathing, for God's sakes.
Sharp, you sound like Neon when you scream like that.
But like,
no. When it comes to Sharpwood, his phrase is not "Don't take this away from me." His phrase is "Gimme, gimme, 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 gimme." Proof the Warframe post that he had done in the fan server.
Oh gosh. I don't want to get too much into it. I'll probably let others elaborate on that, but just Twilight just nerding out. I mean, you can't get any better than that.
Oh, that was a definite highlight of the special for me.
Oh.
That entire scene in the restricted section of the library was freaking hilarious.
I did not Celestia was trolling us this whole time. There's we have never heard of this restricted section before. No wonder she flipped out.
Don't you mean troll, Lestia?
Maybe for the thing, it's like, you never asked.
Yeah, it's like how many secrets are Celestia and Luna hiding from the ponies?
Well, you may groan, but this is the fact and canon fact. Celestia is a troll.
Mhm.
And did you see Luna's face when they opened it up? She's like, oh. But that's my positive.
Yeah, it was definitely a highlight for me.
So I guess I'll hand it off to you, Ven, to continue the madness.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame you stole my point because, I could have gone for the obvious, Celestia forgiving Sunset and all that jazz, but I was going to point to Twilight's orgasms because that was the biggest highlight for me with the special. Yeah, jeez, you stole my biggest positive. I guess I might actually point to the climax. I mean, the climax was pretty tense. I mean, when Sunset attempted to sacrifice her memories, it actually made me gasp. I was in total shock when that happened. Also, the little self-aware humor towards the end was a nice touch. Twilight trying to make a friendship speech, and Pinky goes, yeah, we get it. Light them up, girls.
I think they're
Or how Nia Wallflower's song was basically interrupted because Sunset was trying to find the memory stone in her bag.
Oh yeah. Also, when Trixie was fast-forwarded the recording and goes, long song, isn't it?
Oh, that was
also.
I love that joke.
Also, Wallflower did some self-awareness humor, too, towards the beginning. Like, yeah, you would have noticed me if it weren't so fixated on your song.
Yeah. I just like how Wallflower kept saying, I've been here the whole time. I even was here during the song at the beginning.
Is it just me or is Pinkie Pie starting to love up with everyone?
Maybe.
Yeah. You gotta love the fourth wall breaking.
Pinkie Pie does have that habit.
Yeah. When she did that self-awareness with the friendship speech thing towards the end, I'm just like, Pinkie, you're awesome. Never change.
And I think the writers, when they write the characters in these specials, especially for the Equestria Girls, they write Pinkie Pie so well. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, they write her character so well. And with Andrea Libman performing it, it just takes it to another level.
Speaking of voice actors, about the Twilight no-gasms in the restricted section, Matt Pasatero is strong for that performance.
I think we have to give it to her. She really played her character well in this special.
Also, there was something I kind of want to touch upon, but I'm actually kind of saving it for a little bit. So, I'm going to pass it off to... Let's see, who hasn't gone yet? How about I pass it off to you, Violet?
Okay. Let's see here. My positive for this episode... That's actually a tough one besides what you guys have already said. Found a good one. I have to say the positive has to they are making Sunset experience the hardship of trying to change the support of friends, like in Rainbow Rock. Back in Rainbow Rock, Sunset's progression for going really fast is understandable because she has the support. She doesn't, and the she struggles with it, which makes her anger, her temper comes back.
Yeah, it is an interesting thought.
And it's because she lost the support and had to go back to square one all alone. It felt like everything was gone to waste, and because she was, and ever since she became friends with the main six, she really learned to control her temper that caused her to become an antagonist to begin with.
Yeah, save
So yeah,
for that innocent in the friendship games towards Sidetwi.
It's actually interesting and refreshing how our character didn't turn a complete 180.
Yeah, like we originally believed.
yeah. It turns out that the only reason why Sunset was progressed that much in Rainbow Rocks is because she has support. But here, we get to see how Rainbow Rocks would have been like that haven't had that support and tries to make things right all alone.
It's that food for thought.
Yeah, I actually like that one because it really shows that Sunset struggles, and it was because the main six that she shines in Rainbow Rocks and all the other later movies to begin with.
I definitely see what you mean.
Oh,
Anything else you want to add?
from my positive, and
Who do you pass it off to?
Rose and Boop Sharpwit.
Yeah, but okay, but I'm gonna expand a little bit about what Violet said, because what I actually like in this special, this episode, is Sunset's attitude itself, because we all back in Rainbow Rocks and the climax of the Equestria Girls 1, we all pretty much thought that Sunset was zapped by a magical rainbow. Boom, she's all good now. But this episode actually shows that she's not. She didn't change entirely. Instead, she went on the better path. But some of her old self is still there. It's her anger, her pride, her short temper. So I actually really appreciate that fact that she, even though she's now a good character, she isn't completely changed and still have that road to self-improvement in that matter, to better control her temper and stuff. Little touch like this, yes.
In other words, is the moral in what was the name of the episode again? The one with Trixie and Starlight becoming best friends?
No Second Prances?
No Second Prances.
Oh, yes, that's it.
It's like the moral of No Second Prances, but instead of forgive and never forget, this is about how the progress of earning the right for the forgiveness.
Yeah, pretty much.
I actually never thought about it that way. That's very good insight.
It's all with Trixie.
Yeah, ironically, consider how I feel about her character.
I still don't like Trixie. Even though she earned some points, I still don't like her.
Also, Looney just mentioned something funny. Do you guys know who wrote this special?
No.
Actually, I wasn't really paying attention to that.
It was Nick Confalone. who wrote the episode where Trixie and Star became best friends and earned forgiveness.
Wow, what a coincidence.
So, I wonder what that means.
He can write Trixie
He
decently.
can write Trixie then.
Where was he all balled up, I wonder?
Think we all know who his favorite pony is. Or maybe Nick Conflone is a pseudonym for Zetisto.
Anyway, continue, Sharpwood.
Actually, I think that's So who was left?
That would be... It'd be Yoshi, Balto, and Crimson. He does let to go last, though. I'm not sure when he will show back up. So either Yoshi or Balto at this point.
Yoshi.
Alright.
Alright, so I guess I'm up now?
Yep.
Alright. Yeah, sorry. I was just running around the house because one of my cousin's dogs was chasing my cat.
Ah.
Yeah, so I'm a little out of breath.
It's alright.
But anyway, yeah, this is actually something that I wanted to discuss, but there was actually a lot of attention to detail in this special.
Oh.
You know, the thing is you see, the thing is that you wouldn't actually notice this on your first viewing of Forgotten Friendship, but I've seen it at least 3 times now.
Hmm.
And the thing is that yeah, there actually is a lot of Easter eggs and references to the previous Equestria Girls specials. There were some pretty obvious ones, obviously, like with the flashback at the beginning with Sunset Song.
Which I kind of felt like it was something to get out of the way.
Well, yeah, but another thing, this was a very interesting Easter egg. So, you know that scene where Sunset ends up getting all of her memories taken away from her by the Memory Stone, right?
Yeah.
Did you happen to take a look at what those memories were exactly?
No.
You want to know what they were?
What?
What?
They were different scenes from every one of the previous Equestria Girls Better Together shorts.
Huh.
Yeah. And there was also certain references to Legend of Everfree and even the Friendship games.
Isn't that interesting?
I mean, the thing is that it's not exactly it's like I said, they cleverly hid some of these Easter eggs in those scenes. So like I said, you have to see it maybe either a second time or a third time in order to see it. Looney just brought up a good point. Yeah, that's I found out about this information through some tweets I found via Twitter from other people who watched the special.
Yeah.
But
I like it when projects do that. You know, the more times you watch it, the more you notice some hidden references that you didn't see in your previous viewing.
But not only that, there actually is one piece of information that I need to share that okay, I think Violet knows this since I told her first, and a few others here in the server. For those who don't know, when I was during my first viewing of Forgotten Friendship, I was scrolling through the credits and I happened to stop at a certain I managed to catch a certain screenshot of the credits during the voices, and guess who ended up voicing who ended up voicing Wallflower?
I can't remember who.
Sharon. What was her name? Sharon. Yep. Ken, aka the voice actress for Pinkie Pie's. Oh yeah, thanks, Lenny.
Oh yeah.
Shan Kent, aka the VA for Pinkie's singing voice.
And the voice.
And Silver Spoon.
Yeah.
I know, but I know that you guys might know, but I think
And
some of the
lemon
people
zest.
watching might not know that.
It's an interesting fun fact.
Yeah. But here's the thing. We finally have the VA trilogy complete. Think about it. I mean, we had Kasumi Evans as Adagio Dazzling,
And
Shannon Chan Kent as
Wallflower.
Wallflower, and then we have how do you pronounce Rebecca's last name?
Rebecca Sorche.
Soy hat.
And Rebecca
It's soy hat.
Sorche as Sunset Shimmer.
Soy
And
hat,
if you
actually.
remember back in Friendship is Magic, Rebecca Sorche was the voice of Twilight whenever she did her singing, and Kasumi Evans is the voice who does the singing voice for Rarity.
That's right.
Yeah. So it's nice to see that we finally got all 3 scene VAs in a role in Equestria Girls.
Yep. Well, props to them.
Yeah. Like I said though, that Easter egg that I mentioned about, there's more than one in Forgotten Friendship, but I wanted to discuss the one that a lot of people didn't know about. I mean, like I said, some of the references and Easter eggs in this special, some of them are pretty easy to spot, but then there are some that aren't really as easy to notice.
Understandable.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, you see, because I was trying to decide what would I talk about for the podcast, because believe me, there was a lot of stuff that I wanted to talk about. Whether if it was the self-referential humor, or mainly Sunset, or even how some of the characters interacted, but honestly, I wanted to go for something that nobody would have expected.
That's fair.
Yeah. Okay, then. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for my positive. If you want to check out, if there's any more Easter eggs, I'm pretty sure that somebody on YouTube will probably make a video spotting all the different Easter eggs throughout the special.
Yeah, there's gotta be someone.
Anyway.
Yeah, there's gotta be at least somebody. But alright then. I guess, Balto...
There is one person that could do that type of video.
Who is that?
Little Shy?
He does do the everything wrong with
yeah.
Who knows? Maybe he might actually do one where talk about the Easter eggs.
That wouldn't be surprising.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past it.
But anyways,
I do enjoy that series.
Probably not really happening.
anyways, I think the floor is yours, Balto.
Yep, go ahead, Balto.
Alright, how should I put... This special was actually quite personal. And so my positive has nothing to do with any of the magic, that BS. My positive is actually Wallflower herself, and how this special shows that what people can become when they're either just they pretend they don't exist, or if they're bullied a lot. Like how Wallflower ended up as an antagonist and no one noticed because she always seemed to be mistreated all the way through school and whatnot. And I can confirm this because back when I was in elementary school and half of middle school, same with Wallflower, I was either ignored or bullied, which is where my temper came from. Now, obviously, through the second half of middle school through high school, it got better because, I started to make some friends finally and whatnot, but as some of you know, the traits never leave you forever. Some of you know that if you manage to push my buttons the wrong way, I can still lash out. It's extremely rare, but yeah. So yeah, Wallflower is definitely a highly personal character for me in that regard, and yeah, that's my positive.
Yeah. The thing about Wallflower is that at first viewing, I didn't appreciate her all that much. In fact, I thought she was kind of forgettable at first. In fact, by the time I got done with my first viewing, I actually forgot her name. No joke. But in all honesty, after some repeated viewings, like the second or third viewing, I really started to appreciate her character.
You forgot Wallflower. How ironic.
I couldn't really forget Wallflower's name. I kept seeing Looney retweet Wallflower pictures.
I can't help it. I'm obsessed with her. That's my food.
Alright, I'm here.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm done. So Crimson, go ahead.
Alright. We're on positive or negatives right now?
Positive.
Positives.
Alright, good, because this is kind of the only thing I got. I don't have any negatives, so
Okay.
let's see. Well, my positive for this show, Forgotten Friendship, I like to say Wallflower Blush, interesting character. Though I just kind of wish they showed her a bit more instead of her just being hidden.
That's kind of the point. She's was a
I
mystery.
think that was what they were trying to go for. Is she was like being hidden, but like she's also was part of the story.
Yep.
Yeah. The point of the word wallflower means someone who stands on the sidelines.
Yeah.
True.
Well, interesting character, say the least.
Yeah, her character arc was pretty amazing,
And let's see, what else do I have? Well, at least now that she understands instead of relying on something that could actually change her life. Yes, we humans can forget times, but if you're with friends, they help you remember.
Exactly.
Always keep that in mind, every pony.
That's
Okay, what is that?
Well, that's kind of it for my positive. Don't have any negatives, so yeah.
alright. Pass it back to you, Balto.
Okay, this seriously feels like this is only me. And so my negative, like Wallflower was just sort of there, and then Trixie comes in bitching about why she's not in the yearbook for being the greatest and powerfulest. And so when the whole thing happened, it was like, oh, it must have been Trixie since she was mad, even though Wallflower was the one that picked up the yearbook. Like, seriously, am I the only one that saw through that?
I did.
Like, I knew Wallflower was going to be the antagonist right off the bat, and they made that so obvious, and so the short was just too predictable, which is why I cannot give it a 5 out of 5.
Well, yeah, I do bet the antagonist was kind of obvious, but I still enjoy it regardless. It's not the predictability; it's the journey. At least.
Yo, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I like the short. It's just it was a bit too on my end.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Not as predictable as Going Done.
Actually, no, I didn't find that predictable. So yeah.
Excuse me, you Caballero didn't even have to show up to let us to know for me that it was him.
Yeah,
At
exactly.
least Wallflower was obvious when she showed up.
Okay, hold on. I knew it was Caballero, but I didn't know.
You cut off it right at the end when you said didn't.
I knew it was Caballero, but I didn't know exactly what was
What's gonna happen?
villain was.
And you got cut off again.
But I got what you were saying.
Censor.
You guys are all cutting out too, so don't go yelling at me.
We are.
Yes, especially Ven and Sharp.
Anyways. Anything you want to expand upon, Balto?
I don't know, just the whole thing seemed predictable. Like, yeah, Sunset was gonna confront Trixie. They were gonna obviously know that Trixie was gonna find out that Sunset isn't being a jerk. I'm trying not to swear. And of course, Trixie just doing stuff for her own game. Like, come on, this is obvious.
Goes with the flow, I guess.
Anyway, that's all.
Alright, Yoshi?
Okay, so seeing as how I know that Silverquill brought this up in his review of Forgotten Friendship, but I think it bears repeating here. And it's not necessarily the fault of the story, but the thing is, you do realize that Wallflower's appearance in this special, this is probably going to be the only place we ever see her. I mean, for what I know is that this was like one long special for Equestria Girls, but I know that I do know that they are planning on keeping the series going, because let's be honest, if Friendship is Magic is still going, then obviously Equestria Girls is still going.
Yep.
But, yeah, it's just, I feel as though that the thing is that I feel like it's kind of a bummer that this is going to be the only appearance of her, at least like within a main story. I mean, maybe there is a chance that maybe when they do more shorts in the future, maybe she'll make an appearance in the background or something. Who knows?
Would it be the first time if a character got involved in the main part of the story, but then was forgotten by it in the future? Juniper.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It's just like what Silverquill said. Yeah, the writers may end up forgetting about her, but the fans won't. I mean, you already know that Wallflower's pretty much getting the same love and treatment that Sunset is getting.
I mean, seriously, have you seen how many pieces of fan art of her already?
Yeah, not to mention we have somebody in this week. Not to mention we got somebody in this who has their profile picture as Wallflower.
You know what? The thing is that when a new episode comes out, aka like, for example, Equestria Girls.
What is that going
to be? These characters, it does not take long for the fandom to hook onto them. And I'll use Looney as an example. Like, did you see how fast? No, honestly, did you see how fast Looney just hooked onto Wallflower? And it's pretty amazing how that happens. Because if they did not make this special, we wouldn't have been introduced to this character.
True.
I might already have plans for her to meet Moonbeam.
Yeah, but that was one. But I do have one nitpick to talk about, though.
And that is?
Well, okay. So, how exactly did Sideswipe end up with with the rest of the group if it hadn't been for Sunset?
Yeah.
You ever think about that for a sec? I mean,
the whole movie.
I am going to touch upon that on my negative.
Yeah,
that was just one thing that I was confused with. I'm going, wait a minute. So, if Sunset, because you know that if it hadn't been for Sunset getting through to Sideswipe, that she would have never ever met up with the rest of the group.
I mean, it's not like it never happened. She just doesn't remember it happening. Like, maybe, you know how the brain can sometimes make up fake memories to fill in gaps?
That's a good point.
Yeah, but the point is that for me, it feels like it kind of ends up putting in a big plot hole in the special. Because wait a minute, because if Sunset had never met Sideswipe, then wouldn't she still be at Crystal Prep? I
mean, no, but she has interacted with.
Wouldn't she also still be Midnight Sparkle?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and I feel like the special kind of overlooked that.
Exactly, that's what I'm. There's only one plausible explanation to my there's only one plausible explanation that I can think of how she got to Canterlot High.
And that would be?
Probably during the friendship game, she probably saw the kindness in the rest of Rainbow and the others, and she probably made the decision to leave Crystal Prep on her own, because Sunset kind of had an influence in that.
Actually, there's a flaw in that.
And what would that be?
Because she turns into Midnight Sparkle and she doesn't realize until Spike gets all worried during the fight with Sunset Shimmer, whatever it was called. So, how exactly would she have been stopped?
Well, she probably thought that she, stopped by herself, like she ran out of power or something. She doesn't exactly remember that Sunset calmed her down or anything.
I've got 2 words. Plot convenience.
Or that.
Yeah, that is definitely something to ponder. And that is...
Again, I'll touch upon that on my negative.
Okay. Anything else you got, Yoshi?
No, that's pretty much it.
Alright, floor is yours, Sharpwet.
Borrow toys! Seriously, this episode, even compared to some of others, Equestria Girls was even more into face with that topic. We have the new clothing style. We have the beach clothing. We have even the new rainbow form or whatever we could call this. As much as the previous Equestria Girls was more subtle in that matter, this time it's more in your face with that.
This isn't even our final form!
Just darn it.
It's probably not.
Yeah, but I have nothing else to say.
Alright, go ahead.
But hey, the fact that they are wearing different casual clothes compared to the previous movies actually did brought up a really funny comic Silver Quill made about that.
I remember that.
During the Pinkie Pie goodnight, Pinkie Pie says goodnight to the day before the friendship games. Pinkie pointed out how Rarity nearly fainted because of realizing she's wearing the same outfit for straight.
Alright, go ahead, Violet.
I boo Violet.
Hey, about what Yoshi mentioned about how the main 6 completely don't remember Sunset and how all the plot convenience and everything. Only one way that they can fix that, and I am hoping and wishing that will be touched upon in the extended version of Forgotten Friendship.
I doubt it.
B, the main 6 questioning, they were remembering their times together and how they became friends, but then they realized that there are some holes in the memories, like they met, how they first got together, like they were so angry because of the Sunset little thing going on that broke their friendship. Then thanks to Pony Twilight, remember how it ended, and then they only remember the battle with the sirens, but they don't remember who stopped them from continue fighting during the battle of the bands. The thing about the plot convenience with the Sci-Twi.
It's an interesting thought.
At least a few minutes of them at the beach, all the good memories of them being friends, only to realize the plot holes and the memory that doesn't make any sense.
If I may.
Then they start questioning why Sunset was so close to them and being evil. And also, there is something else Silver Quill also pointed out. If they are friends and all of that, Then how come they didn't look at their phones and see their old pictures of all the memories with Sunset?
Actually, they did.
They
Actually,
think that. Sorry.
I was
Only Sunset did, actually.
yeah, they did. They thought they were Photoshop.
Yeah.
I meant the others.
I think the point Violet's trying to make is why didn't the other...
Oh, I see
Why
what you
didn't
mean.
the others look at their own phones?
Right.
No.
Unless Sunset Shimmer stole their phones and photoshopped them too.
But then, yeah, but then it will also explain. It will make them question about the loophole thing, in their memories, and also how when they saw Sunset right near the climax, they don't look like they are angry at Sunset, like she's the bad guy and trying to keep the distance.
Mhm. I had something I wanted to say on that. My question was, why didn't Twy check the authenticity of Sunset Shimmer's photos from her phone? She should be smart enough to know.
They're at the beach. She doesn't have all of those equipment.
Fair point.
Maybe your drone could do it. It seems to do
Yeah, like if she
everything.
could build a friggin' selfie drone, I'm pretty sure.
Built that in her lab where she built the little puppy robot.
Oh, just that one.
Oh, I
That's the only one that actually likes that song.
I totally forgot about that.
I like that song, honestly.
I have to go back and watch that.
P-E-R-F-E. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's all.
Anyways.
Who's next?
That'll be me. Okay, well, that nitpick about the whole friendship game thing is legit. I got another nitpick. Am I the only one that found the lore behind the memory stone kind of underwhelming?
I actually like the lore, but
Yeah, that was kind of boring.
Maybe because some of the memories of that lore were stolen.
Yeah, I get that aspect, but I don't know. It just felt like the whole lore behind the artifact was pretty glanced over. But then again, you could say that for all the other magical artifacts that the Equestria Girls have shown, cough magic stones and Legend of Everfree cough.
The Siren's pendants, cough.
Yeah.
Pendants, at least we can understand it was part of their body when they were in Equestria before turning into normal pendants.
Fair point.
Yeah, but couldn't they still be destroyed even if that's the
Well, it probably actually killed them.
Yeah.
But in the human world, at least they have human bodies, and those are just like jewelry part of their body.
Fair enough.
Actually, speaking of the memory stone, I actually have another nitpick to say.
What's that?
If the scroll that the whole stone was wrapped in was written in Equestrian language, how come Wallflower was able to read it? Because apparently Equestrian language is not the same as the human language and writing.
Maybe human Equestria has the same language as Pony Equestria.
I find that hard to believe.
Exactly.
Yeah, because
I think since she got that memory stone, most likely since the very first movie. Not saying that she did get it back then. She probably understands its magic through time. Like, in time, she understands its magic without really need to read the lore.
Well, I would argue that if we would base on our knowledge on when she got the stone based on her flashbacks, she probably get the stone around after Friendship Games.
But everyone was at Camp Everfree except her.
It's a food for thought.
They forgot to take her along.
Yeah, but anyways, it's great as it, like I said, it's great the scenes where Sunset returns to Equestria was. I felt like the Memory Stone lore was kind of, how should I put this? Forgettable? I'm sorry, that was terrible, but yeah, the Memory Stone lore was kind of underwhelming to me. So I'll pass it off to David.
Negatives. You know what? I don't really have any negatives for this special, but I do have an interesting nitpick.
And that is?
Why was Sunset being so sneaky?
She was being clever.
I know she was being clever, but it felt to me like she was being a little bit more sneaky. Like, you know how Sunset's character is, when she was evil in the first Equestria Girls, how she just went and did her thing where she how can I put this? How she yelled and she was intimidating. Why couldn't she just I don't know. I mean, why couldn't she just face Wall? Let me see your bag, instead of sneaking behind during the song that Wallflower's singing, and trying to. I know there's probably a reason behind she was sneaking, but I felt like that wasn't really Sunset's character.
Well, I don't know. It's just like when. Okay, let me try to explain this. Hey, Wallflower, I notice you have a mysterious magical thing in your bag that is ruining my life. Give it to me, please. I don't know. I don't know if she would seem that direct about it.
Yeah, especially with the risk that if Wallflower, because if Sunset just goes direct, Wallflower would just wipe the memories clean right then and there.
Actually, hold on. Another question just came into my mind about the memory stone.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
So, like Venom was just talking about the lore, but let's try to make things a little more interesting here. Since the memory stone was finally destroyed, unless that pony is dead from, I don't know how long ago that lore goes, but would he get his memories back too?
No,
because that was even said in the lore that Twilight later discovered that after a certain time the memory wipeout is permanent, and no matter what happens, the memory won't return.
Yeah, that was 3 days.
Takes
after
3 days.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
It takes 3 days for the memories to completely be erased from the stone.
Yep.
Well, Van did say it was forgettable.
Fair point.
Well, seriously, Sunset, you just had to be that one crucial moment you forgot about your journal.
Oh yeah. That moment.
Not that it matters.
Anything else, David?
No, that's it for me. After all, it was very special.
Alright. Floor is yours, Looney.
I had a really hard time coming up with a negative.
I'm sure you did.
Until Drizzle pointed this out to me. Does the pacing feel off to anyone else?
More towards the beginning, but yes.
Like how most of the scenes just go by so quickly without really any time to actually probably take in anything?
Well, it's probably during the beginning flashbacks and the beach scene.
Like, here's the one that Drizzle pointed out to me. Like, Sunset, Shimmer, and Trixie teaming up, becoming friends. Sunset taking like a minute to figure out who wiped that memory, and to me personally, even the fact that part of Wallflower's song was cut off completely. Like, so maybe due to Discovery family cutting 6 minutes off the runtime, but the special kind of benefited if it had been a movie.
I don't know. If it was a movie, the rush pacing would be a lot more prominent.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Drizzle.
It's kind of funny how I want to elaborate on you said the pacing. A lot of these specials, like I said, the pacing has to be either spot on or they have to cut things that are too running longer than usual.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have to look at the characters, we have to look at the songs, or story points, and sometimes they run long, sometimes they run short, and it's a very interesting topic when we talk about the pacing for these specials.
Fair enough.
But go on, Looney. Go on.
Well, that's more Drizzle's negative than it is my negative, since I don't really have anything negative to say about it.
Well, there you go. See?
What a twist.
What a twist. I give you a donut.
Hey, now.
Anyways, go on, Endless.
I guess I wasn't really a big fan of the music.
I will admit, the opening song was a little too on the nose.
Unneeded.
I
mean, you already know Sunset's come a long way. We don't need a song about it.
Yeah, like I said, it's the same problem I had with the Generosity song from Rarity Takes Manhattan. It was too on the nose.
Because we all know these characters,
Why Finn has a problem with that song.
Huh?
That's the same reason why Finn the Pony has a problem with the Generosity song.
Yeah, exactly.
You know something else that just came to my head just now that actually died?
What's that, Balto?
So you guys remember the opening song that Sunset was singing, right?
Yeah.
It was actually Kanata that pointed this out to me. You want to know what that basically sounds like?
What?
That everything is gonna be fine.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, that's something.
Oh no, I think Twilight's rubbing off on Sunset, make up songs that jinx everything.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Wasn't me either.
I mean, it's not the only time that Twilight jinxed it for season finale. Cough, kitty, remark, cough.
What can possibly go wrong? Everything's gonna be just fine.
Just because it completely goes wrong.
Yeah, every time someone asks that question, I just face palms. Because every time you ask that question, the answer is always yes. Well, note to cartoon characters: don't ever ask that question.
Murphy will find you.
We should know that by now. Never ask silly questions because you know it's going to be answered in the next scene.
Yeah, but does Murphy's Law ring a bell?
I mean, how many times have I watched reactors and reviewers saying, "I called it! I called it!"
Darn you, Murphy.
But yeah, the songs were forgettable.
Anything else, Endless?
Nope.
Alright, on to your scapegoat.
Mine might sound more like a nitpick than really a negative.
That's fine.
It's about the relic's appearance.
Am I the only one that got Legend of Zelda vibes from the Memory Stone itself?
Nope.
Isn't Silverquill the one who pointed out that it's not the first time this symbol like this was used before? Not even Zelda?
That's true.
I know that, but it's just that it looks so much like the symbol of the Sheikah. It's hard not to think of that when watching it.
I was pretty much thinking Legend of Zelda the whole time. It's like the first thing that popped into my head when I saw it.
Yeah, that's the symbol they use for Sheikah in the Zelda series, so it's hard to not think of it a little bit when looking at it, even if it's not their original symbol.
Also, there's something else that's worth pointing out, and I will thank Silverquill for pointing this out first. Have you noticed that when the main characters got their memories back, have you noticed the exact spot where it entered their heads?
Yeah, right at the forehead where it's set the location of the third eye.
Yep, exactly. The eye of the mind. That's what they call it.
Hmm.
Just thought that was an interesting fact.
Maybe. I think I thought of a good negative.
And what's that?
The fact that Wallflower just happened to have the right screensaver to see at the right time was a bit kind of convenient.
Yeah. Convenient.
Oh, that's all I can think of.
Yeah, not much to say really.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that you mention it.
Alright, what? Alright, it's time for our ratings. So, Scapegoat, what would you give it?
5 out of 5.
Oh,
Wow.
wow, right off the bat. Alright. And that leaves, Jeez, I'm off today. Endless, what would you give it?
I might give it 4.5 out of 5.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed the interactions between like characters like Sunset and Celestia and Sunset and Trixie and all that. It was really great. I didn't like the songs though. And the villain was obvious.
Alright, Looney?
5 out of 5. And totally not because Wallflower Blush is best rifle.
Yeah.
Of course. Alright, David?
5 out of 5 because I think this was a really good treat. And I did enjoy the new character. So yeah, 5 out of 5.
Alright. Okay, as for me, I would also give it a 5 out of 5. It's definitely the best of among the specials in my eyes. I mean, okay, let's take a look at the ones for the past. What was it? No, not Movie Magic. Dance Magic, it was just okay. Movie Magic was pretty forgettable. Movie Magic was really good, though, so I didn't really like the ending too much.
Mirror Magic was basically just.
Auto censor.
Yeah, but this special I really enjoyed all the way through. I really couldn't point out anything wrong aside from a few nitpicks, mostly about the memory stone itself. But other than that, I really did enjoy that special, and not because of the obvious. If you know me well enough, which I'm surprised no one even mentioned. But anyways.
Yeah.
But anyways, Violet?
I give this a 4.5 out of 5 because even though it is really one of the best, but quite a number of nitpicks that leave something to notice.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. Shopwhip?
I'm personally giving this special 5 out of 5 because yes, there are nitpicks, but here's the thing: those are nitpicks, small in my eyes, not very like game breaking or so to speak for my personally. Even and besides, let's face it, some of the nitpicks are basically the issue with the recent MOP and Equestria Girls episodes. So. Point me the episode that happened in past 3 years that didn't have this problem, like I don't know, predictability.
Yeah, that's true.
Or how the villain was forgiven. But okay, sorry, I went to word.
Yeah. Yoshi, are you still here?
Yep, I am.
Alright, what would you give it?
Oh, for final thoughts, I gotta say, out of the 4 specials that we've had so far, this one easily is ranked number 1 in my eyes. I mean, there definitely was a lot of effort put into it, without a doubt. From the attention to detail to the referential humor. And the story overall, yeah, I can declare that this is one of the best specials up there, and I'd actually rank it up there among with Rainbow Rocks. Like a lot of other people have.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, but anyway, I know I did have a nitpick, and I know that Violet and I kind of have the same nitpick, but honestly, I do think that if one of the writers was to address it, I'm pretty sure they would probably give a plausible explanation. So, it doesn't really harm the story or anything, so...
It didn't for me, at least in my eyes.
No, it doesn't really harm the story. I mean, it's not like with the plot hole in a Camelot Wedding. I mean, it's nowhere near that level.
I think you meant to wear it back again.
No, there was a plot hole in the Camelot Wedding that a lot of people usually talk about, but that's beside the point.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna have to. I was either deciding between a 4.5 or a 5 out of 5, but I'm going with the 5 out of 5 rating.
Alrighty. Alright, Balto?
Due to the predictability, I have to give it a 3.
Is that 3.5?
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, and Crimson had to leave, but he did give his rating for the special before he left. And that rating is a 4. Want to mark that here. And give me a quick moment. Okay. So, I managed to do the math pretty quickly, actually. And yes, I did double check. But I will say that the overall group rating for Forgotten Friendship is a 4.5. That is the group rating. Alright. And I think that should be all that we're going to talk about here. Thank you all so much for joining us. Tune in next time where we're going to try to get ourselves back on track with Season 1. Not sure what we're doing, either Feeling Pinky Keen or something else. We'll let you know. But until then, we'll see you all next time. Peace.
Bye.
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 Real quick, audience, what does this stone do?
No, don't use that. What are we talking about again?
And anyways, may the flute be with you, and Celestia forgive sunset. Woohoo!